I've got 5 incredible traps and super fast checkmates. These are perfect for beginners all the way up to intermediate players, especially when you're playing Blitz. Okay, let's rock and roll. Trap number 1. We're going to crush the Pirc Defense. First, let's take control of the center. And if black responds with knight d7, yep, rat defense. Of course, sooner or later they're going to play a pawn break. We control the e5 square with the knight. After pawn goes to g6, a typical setup from Pirc players, they'll fianchetto their dark-squared bishop, usually followed by knight f6 and then castle. Okay, let's bring out the bishop to its original square. And after black's consistent moves, please feel free to pause the video. What's your move here? No! Don't castle! Let's go brutal! Check! And after king takes the bishop, give another check. Where can the king hide? If king goes to e8, congratulations! You're about to win black's queen. Same thing if the king goes to f8. Then play knight e6, forking the king and queen. Or if king moves up here... What? Hasta la vista, baby! Checkmate. And this trap was actually played by Mikhail Tal. You guys can try it too. Let's move on. Trap number 2. We're gonna outsmart the Trompowsky opening, or Trompowsky Attack. Let's push the pawn to e6. Now queen protects the knight. White will usually jump the knight to c3, or knight d2. Same idea, preparing to bring the knight to e4, trying to play aggressively right from the start. Yep, you can approach with the pawn to d5. Or we can simply play pawn c5, attacking the Trompowsky pawn. And if pawn takes pawn, thank you very much. Your bishop just became active. And if white continues with the plan and jumps the knight to e4, careful, your bishop is under attack. And the knight is also attacked twice. Not a very pleasant situation. Okay, take the knight. Not only are we up a knight, but we're also attacking the bishop back. The queen! Ay caramba. A beautiful checkmate. Trap number 3. We start with pawn d4. And if black plays... Dutch defense. You can fight it with bishop g5, the Hopton Attack. Yep, just like the Trompowsky Attack. But this one is a little different, because in bullet games, black will usually push the pawn quickly. Haha, smash the queen. So, in many cases, pawn will usually chase the bishop away. Go ahead and retreat your bishop. And if the pawn keeps chasing your bishop... Okay, there's no other way. Bishop g3. And after the pawn goes to f4, where should your bishop go? Just leave it there, because it's trapped anyway. Let's just attack the pawn. We're going to take on f4 twice. Yep, we'll win a pawn. And if pawn takes the bishop... I love that! Queen! Go! Checkmate! No question. For trap number 4, I've got the Réti Gambit. We start with the Réti opening. Of course, the knight is eyeing e5, so black definitely won't respond with e5. Black's most popular move is pawn d5. Go ahead and play the Réti Gambit, and if white accepts the gambit, continue with pawn e3. Then we get our pawn back. Let's say black responds with pawn b5, protecting the pawn. We attack the pawn with our pawn. What does black usually play? Okay, if pawn moves forward, of course, bishop gets the pawn. Or if pawn takes pawn, same thing, bishop can take the pawn. Or taking this one is also a good move. It gives check right away. And if the a pawn moves forward, protecting the pawn, good news for you, we take the pawn, because after pawn takes back, black's rook falls. Okay, what if the c pawn moves forward to protect the pawn? This is clearly more solid. Let's just take the pawn, and after pawn takes back, Continue with knight c3, attacking the pawn on b4. If pawn is protecting the pawn, just take it. Don't worry about the pawn taking back, because you're about to take the rook. Or, let's say, bishop goes to d7. Yeah, I know it's defending the pawn. Go ahead and attack bishop that's defending the pawn. Okay, let's say pawn immediately attacks the knight. Easy, guys. Just trade your knight for the rook. And whatever tries to block the queen's attack, whether it's a knight or maybe a bishop, nope, just finish the game. Queen, go! Checkmate. Okay, we've reached the final trap. We're going up against one of white's most aggressive openings. And what else could it be? King's Gambit. We'll fight it with... Here we go. Double King's Gambit! We're now entering the territory of the Panteldakis Countergambit. The main line is pawn takes f. Because if white accepts the gambit incorrectly, they're going to be in big trouble. Once the queen gives check right away. If pawn blocks, obviously take the pawn on e4. Check. Then take the rook. Or even if king gets out of check, we still take the pawn with check. King has to move. Give another check. And after the king goes to g3, check again. And no matter where the king moves, push the pawn to d4. A discovered check. King moves, keep giving check. If king goes to the 5th rank, of course, take the pawn. Clearly, checkmate. So pawn has to block. Yes, discovered check. King moves again. Hasta la vista, baby. Checkmate. Okay, let's go back. What if pawn doesn't take e5, and instead, e takes f? Attention! Queen is coming to h5 with check. Pawn takes? You're about to get crushed in no time. So, what's your move? Let's just take the pawn. White also has to watch out for the queen coming to h4. And if queen gives check right away, okay, you're already behind from the start. And after pawn goes to d4, then bishop takes the pawn on f4. We attack the queen, and if queen gives check again, move the king to f7. Then bishop can give check, and that can be followed by rook e8. White clearly needs to be extremely careful. Put the king on g8. That's going to be much safer. Let's say white smells trouble and saves the queen while giving check at the same time. Don't be sad, bro. Your king has nowhere to hide. Go ahead and block with the pawn. Queen has to move again. Then protect the pawn with the bishop. This can be followed by rook e8. Fun and easy. Or let's say queen goes to c3. Don't take the pawn just yet, because white will take back. Let's play an intermediate move, because if this bishop can't resist the temptation and takes the pawn, of course, launch the bishop, attacking the queen while black's cute little king gets skewered at the same time. That's gotta hurt. And if white tries to stop it with pawn a3, nobody can jump to b4 right now. Let's swing the knight over to the center. The queen has to find a safe square. And it still has to protect the pawn. And no matter where the queen steps away, it doesn't matter. Yep, go ahead and give check right away. If pawn defends the king, thanks, just take. Pawn takes. The rook is busted. So where can the king escape? King d1. This is the second best move. You can follow up with knight f2. Double attack, king and queen. Okay, the best move here is king e2. Just take the pawn. White really can't escape the pressure. Yep, keeping the pressure on is always fun. And your plan is very simple. You can bring the rook to a more open file. Follow that up with knight f2. Besides giving check, the bishop will also be very happy after taking the queen. Okay, let's say white dares to counterattack. This is the top move. Just move the queen. Same idea. If your queen gets attacked again, Slide the queen to g3. There won't be any more attacks. Okay, let's say white's queen avoids the discovered attack, while also threatening b7. No need to panic, just ignore it. Check. Hey queen, how's it going? Obviously the knight has to take the knight. Don't trade queens, just keep giving check. The king has to go to d1. Wait, by the way, what if the king goes to d3 instead? Here comes a double check. And of course, white is going to lose the queen. Okay, king to d1. Here, you have a completely winning position. Because look, there's nothing they can do except defend against death. They can't even attack. If queen challenges you to a queen trade, of course, knight f2 check and attacking the queen. Or, if the bishop blocks the check, we can check again with the knight and immediately win the rook. Or rook e8 works too. Either way, you're still winning. And knight f2 still can't be stopped, whatever the move is. Or let's say the king moves to escape the pin, while also threatening a knight fork on f2. Just take the bishop. Even at this point, white's queen just can't stop getting attacked. If there's a counterattack against your queen, just smash the queen. Straight up checkmate. I love you, bishop. Or even if knight takes the knight, ooh la la, baby. Checkmate. Those were 5 beautiful checkmates, plus a special attack from the Panteldakis Countergambit. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you found it helpful. Stay tuned for more videos from Chess Tricky. Stay happy, stay successful, and take care. Thanks for watching.